it. I think even in a meeting when briefing is going on, he'll show you 5 or 6 ideas that, this is what we can do. So great, passionate and enthused person that I found in Hasnain. So Hasnain, I'm personally really kicked about this session because I really wanted to understand. You keep showing us a lot of good stuff that's happening on the outdoor perspective. So I don't know how closely you work with each of the members, but I think this session is going to be getting you a lot more briefs. I'm definitely sure of that. So I'm really, really happy that you are on board for this session. Yeah, and then over to you, Hasnain.
Thank you so much, Megha. Hi, guys. A very warm good evening to all my Densu family. Myself, Hasnain Kureshi, Creative Director of Posterscope India. And will be taking.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello. Yeah, not a problem. So we'll be taking you through a very interesting session. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So as you all know, the agenda for today's discussion is how OH has been used innovatively and how this medium should be treated differently to create disruption. So before moving ahead, I would like to ask you one question.
Hasnain, we
Do
lost
you
you.
believe in magic? Hello.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you now.
Do you believe in magic?
Yes.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes.
Hello.
We can hear
Sorry
you,
for the.
Hasnain.
Yeah. So do you believe in magic?
Yes.
Hello. So OH has the
Yes.
power to create magic. Times Square is known as Mecca of out of home. And why it is known as Mecca of out of home? For a reason. Per day, 72,000 to 1,60,000 brands are being advertised over here. So it becomes the epicenter of out of home. Now moving ahead to SWOT analysis of OH from creative perspective. So I had figured out strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So talking from a taking strength into consideration, it is a very apt media to connect to a large number of audience. Coming to a weakness, we all know it is time bounded. By time bounded, it means it is a 3 to 5 second medium and it is not uniform. By uniform, I meant to give you a realistic example. In Mumbai, it will be a 30-30 or a 40-20 medium, whereas in Delhi, you'll find a 20/10 media. As compared to Hyderabad, you have large format gantries. As compared to South market, it's a PQS heavy market. And opportunities, trust me guys, it give you a very huge canvas to explore your creativity, to give, to experiment with the media. And threat, this is a threat is economic downturn or a, sorry to take you in the back in a very bad phase of pandemic. Don't curse me or don't take me wrong, but whenever a pandemic or an economic downturns, the ad of spending, the consumer behavior changes. Moving ahead, OH is the oldest medium in the history of mankind. Now, how do I say this and why do I say this? Guys, feel proud. The oldest billboard in the history of India is found in India, which resonates to 300 BC. So it's an 8,000-year old billboard. Is found in Gujarat, Kutch. So making it the oldest medium of advertising in mankind, in the history of mankind. So as we all know that out of home advertising has come a long way since its inception and has evolved with the advancement in technology from symbol used as a medium of out of home advertising to painting on thin sheets to printing on flex to LED screens, which is evolving now. We are evolving. So with the advancement of technology, out of home should be used differently, which creates disruption. by following these steps, which we follow rigorously at Posterscope India, because we at Posterscope believe we are out of home specialist agency and we thoroughly abide by it. So I'll give you the steps which we follow in creatives. So step number one, a proper planning. Step number two, measuring creative effectiveness. And step number three, which is innovations and innovations on traditional media as well as innovations or with tech integration as well as the sustainability way. So by proper planning, we gauge the brief to understand our target audience. We set campaign objectives. We choose the right format. Measuring creative effectiveness. Once the creative is developed, how do we come to know that this creative is apt for out of home media and innovations? So moving ahead, we have proper planning. So once we receive the brief from the respective teams or from the client, we brainstorm together with our creative team, with CS, with business teams together, and then we bucket according to the market, according to the brief scenario. Will it be a traditional format? Will it be a digital format? Do we require an unconventional media route to take in? Or will it be an amalgamation of all three? So basis that we move ahead. So this is the few of examples I would like to showcase you that we give for pitch. So today we pitched for Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. So I thought I'll showcase few renditions that we suggest to the client. And then to move ahead, we have Uppercase. As you all know that Uppercase is a brand which is made from a recycled plastic, which make bags from recycled plastic. So how do you use and how do you portray it smartly on out of home? So this was proper planning. Now moving ahead to how do you measure creative effectiveness on out of home? So to give you an example, I would like to give you a case study of Intel. So we receive a creative from Intel and we thought this won't look good on out of home. Our brand objective was to highlight a creative objective, rather I would say, was to highlight Intel on out of home. So we have our in-house, we have our tool which is called VAS, a visual attention software. So what this tool does, it gauges the creative and it scans the creatives. Like from first 3 to 5 seconds, what will be highlighted. So it generates three reports, which is heat map, hotspots, and gaze sequence. In heat map, it will identify the key elements of the creative, and hotspots will give you a percentage-wise bifurcation of the creatives. Whereas the gaze sequence will clearly showcase like what the eyeballs will attract once the creative is on a billboard. So this was our suggestion, and this is basis this report. The client was super thrilled and excited. So moving ahead to our first bucket where we have innovation across OH traditional format. So this is the innovation bucket where every brand does for a hygiene factor, the pop out of the elements, cutouts, lighting up, jetting up. Then similarly, that out of home is a huge ecosystem within itself. It doesn't comprises, it doesn't withheld itself only to BQS or only to a billboard or only to a large format. Like what we did from, as you say, see Spartan Poker, their brand perspective was Dimag Bachao, Poker pe lagao. So Dimag Bachao, Poker pe lagao was a very interesting concept. So how did we amplify it on ground? So let's see an example of it.
Strange stuffs are happening at Galleria Market.
सबने अपने दिमाग खोल के रख दिए हैं यहाँ जैसे बायोलॉजी लैब में होते थे
अरे हटो भाई, बाइक आ रही, दिख नहीं रहा क्या?
कौन सी बाइक?
ये तो रही बाइक, बूम बूम बूम।
Human brains were spotted at Galleria Market. ये देखिए, इंसान का दिमाग जार में। Will speak. Yes, गुरुग्राम। ये सारे अपना दिमाग बचा रहे हैं ऑल इंडिया पोकर चैंपियनशिप में लगाने के लिए। सेव योर ब्रेन, यूज इट ऑन AIBC गोइंग ऑन एट गोवा स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 19 January till 5th of February.
So guys, our creative objective was to highlight Dimag Bachao, Poker Mein Lagao. And how do we portray this on ground? So we thought we'll come up with a one act play. And like we figure out, we do a lot of brainstorming over it. And we thought that people with coming out acting weird and saving their brains in the jar and confuse people and create a curiosity among our audience. Moving on to our next idea is creating exclusivity. Now, by exclusivity, what do I mean? On out of home. Creating exclusivity is something which we have done for the first time in the country on out of home. So presenting you all a first idea, which is LGBTQI billboard on out of home. So we received a brief from Future Journali that Future Journali health insurance now covers same-sex partners. So how do you portray it on out of home? So we thought let's start it with a pride flag on out of home as a teaser and then reveal a creative. Not only that, we thought let's wrap our entire street furniture with the pride flags. So bridge pillars which were already painted, we took strategically those pillars and make the most of it. Not only this, we thought there's a cafe called as Bombay Nazaria. So we thought, why not we tie up with those cafe and cater our apt audience over there. So moving on to our next idea, which is a very interesting one.
Good morning.
We created India's first air station on out of home.
गुड मॉर्निंग दिल्ली 92.7 बिग एफएम ने बदला है अपना अंदाज और लाए हैं ऐसे गाने जिन्हें सुनते ही प्यार हो जाए। यहीं प्यार बांटने पहली बार निकले हैं हम रेडियो स्टेशन के बाहर। बस स्टॉप्स, मेट्रो स्टेशन या चाय के अड्डे, आज जहां आप वहां पहुंचेंगे हम। दिल्ली के पहले ऑन एयर बस स्टॉप पे आपका स्वागत है,
जहां गाने बजेंगे आपके अंदाज में। चाहे आप पैदल हो, कैब में हो, मेट्रो की भीड़ में हो या फिर बस की कतार में, 92.7 बिग एफएम के साथ बदलेगा सुनने का अंदाज।
मैं आरजे आनंद से रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगा,
ये जिंदगी उसी की है।
लग जा गले, डेडिकेटेड टू माय मॉम।
यार आज तो ऑफिस जाने का मन बिल्कुल नहीं कर रहा है, रजाई में जाके रपट जाऊं और कुछ ऐसा ही अगर प्ले हो जाए तो मजा आ जाए।
रजाई में ही रपट जाओ और कोई ना उठाए। बॉस, ये सिर्फ तुम्हारे लिए बना है। आज रपट जाएं, सुनते ही प्यार हो जाए।
आज रपट जाए तो हमें ना उठाइयो, आज फिसल जाए।
I just request you to kindly play any of your song, यार।
क्या बात है, आपके रोमांटिक अंदाज के लिए खास गाना यहाँ पे।
नहीं नहीं, अभी नहीं, अभी करो
गाना तो भाई हर कोई प्ले करता है, पर शायद ही हिस्ट्री में कोई ऐसा रेडियो स्टेशन होगा जिसने पूरी दिल्ली का अंदाज बदला होगा। अब जैसे नेहा के रिक्वेस्ट पे हमने बदला मेट्रो का अंदाज, शर्मा जी के रिक्वेस्ट पे हमने बदला बस स्टॉप का अंदाज, राहुल के रिक्वेस्ट पे बदला हमने कैब का अंदाज, वैसे ही कई सारे दिल्ली वालों के प्यार भरे गानों के रिक्वेस्ट पे हमने बदला पूरी दिल्ली का अंदाज।
जब से एक्टिविटी शुरू हुई है, कई हजार लिसनर से बात हो चुकी है और उनके मूड के हिसाब से कई हजार गाने भी प्ले कर चुका हूँ।
यार रिकॉर्ड हो गया ये तो, गाने वाला नहीं वर्ल्ड वाला।
बढ़िया लगा जी, बहुत
अच्छा लगा।
सही में बॉस, रेट्रो रॉक्स 92.7 बिग एफएम, सुनते ही प्यार हो जाए।
So guys, you saw it. Out of home is not only restricted to its bus shelters or to its hoardings, or it is no more a vinyl pasting medium. It has evolved itself far more than that. So here you saw how smartly can we integrate tech with a street furniture, and how it created an audience engagement, and how it benefited brand in the larger picture. So moving ahead to a very interesting case study where we created first sky projection in the country, and we launched Indian jersey.
Good.
And I welcome all of you to the official jersey launch of the Indian cricket team T20. India! India! How impressed were you with the Indian cricket team's performance in the Commonwealth Games?
It was such a great performance throughout the tournament.
Whichever language and whichever cricketer you're comfortable about.
So Dhoni has been the most important factor in the Indian cricket team.
So moving to our next section, which is moving upwards with the trend. So as you all know, as we can see on the digital screens, there are anamorphic case studies. Anamorphic videos are more in the trend nowadays. So what are the steps involved in creating an anamorphic content? So first, very important point is story narration. You have to have a very strong story. Then you have a storyboarding, which is to be done, and then the content is live. So
Can
very
you
soon
explain what
by
an Hasnain? Hi. Can you explain what is an
hi.
anamorphic content, like from the
Okay.
scratch
Okay.
perspective?
Yeah. So I was thinking I'll take questions at the end, or either of the ways. Should I explain it now?
No, okay. I mean, if it's in the part of the process, okay.
Yeah.
You should explain so that people understand the concept.
Which is why I'm just
Sure.
saying because
So okay. So basically, anamorphic content is a three-dimensional content, which is if everything is happening on the screen, but the user integration is very high. To explain you, I've shared this example. So you can see in this the coin is popping out, the human is knocking on the screen. This actually, all the shoot and everything happens on a chroma screen. Now, what is a chroma room or a chroma screen? A green background, which we oftenly see for VFX. So it is done on that, and then it is being placed in that sizes. So it will give you an experience as if the content is coming towards you, and it is more appealing, and it is no more a static content. Is my like justified? Should I move ahead?
Yeah, Hasnain.
Yeah, thank you. So now we come to a very important segment of our session. Out of home is not only number driven. It strive hard to give back to nature and to give back to society. So let's see how we gave back. So to explain it to you, we have a brand called Hevels, and its brand proposition was Hawa Badlegi. With their new fans, it consumes less electricity, which results in less CO2 imprints. So how did we portray it on out of home? So a sustainable way, we tried to incorporate it with solar panels billboard. The flex which was used was eco-friendly. And not only that, we distributed paper saplings among our audience and educated them with a QR code at the moment of truth, where we go to parks to get fresh air, get oxygen. We try to rejuvenate ourselves over there. We educated our audience over there. So let's see a case study of it. So as time passes by, more brands are inclined towards sustainability because they want their brands to be known that they care for nature. So we thought, we brainstormed ideas around sustainability. So now coming to a very important aspect of a session, giving back to society. So how do you give back to society from out of home? Presenting to you repurposing billboard. Now, what does repurposing billboard do? So we did a campaign for AMNS. AMNS is basically Arsenal Mittal Nippon Steel India. So whatever flex we used during the campaign, we converted into a bag, and that will be distributed among the underprivileged kids. So their brand theme, their brand campaign objective was reimagining India. So we said reimagining education, and we converted flex into school bags, which will help them in their school, in their educational journey. So moving ahead, before starting and showcasing this case study, I would like to tell you one thing. Wall painting. Now we covered out of home, we covered activation, we are now focusing on rural. So wall painting as a medium is always considered as just a branding medium. We thought above that and we thought, why not we use it more than its potential? Now let's see what did we do with wall paintings. So the point to showcase this case study was how such a low cost medium can be utilized in such an optimal way, which benefits to the society at large. So coming to the end, key points to be taken from this session is to create disruption in out of home advertising space. It should be treated differently under four guiding principles. Which are those? Focusing on creativity, measuring creative effectiveness or impact, utilizing new technologies like AR, VR, collaborating with other medias like print, digital. Thus, by creating OH differently, we can create disruptive and innovative campaigns that stand out and make a lasting impact in the mind of consumers. So, with through this session, I would like to invite you all for TGIF. Now, what is TGIF? TGIF is basically Think Good. It's Friday. Every Friday, we run a session, 1 hour, 9:30 to 10:30, where we refer global case studies. Because we don't want it to keep it in the evening, because by the end of Friday, we are into a weekend mode and people might curse me like, why is he spoiling our weekends? So we didn't want it to do that. So guys, please do come. We are open for now discussions. Let's discuss.
Which is one of your best campaigns that you have done, Hasnain, so far? Which is
So far?
memorable? Yes. Which one you think is one of your best of the lot that you've shared with us?
Okay. So one of the most memorable and the most one which I am proud of is the LGBT billboard in India. The reason why LGBT, because you know these communities what suffer and what pain are they going through, and it's a challenge to accept, and we proudly accepted that at Posterscope. And we came up with such defining ideas which client even loved it. And basis, I would like to update you all guys. Even many competitor clients are following these footsteps now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Next questions, please.
Yeah, hey Hasnain, this is Ritesh. Incredible
Hi,
stuff,
Vitesh.
right? to say
Thank
the
you so
least.
much, Hitesh.
Can you, my question is that, can you just walk us through the general process of understanding how does the insights get generated, and then how does that feed into your entire creative process? I mean, what do you guys do? Right? Is it like a bunch of you sitting in a basement with two light bulbs on and everyone's just ideating? How can you just talk us through the process?
Okay, so Vitesh, we are sitting at second floor in Dentsu at a proper office on a lighter note. So whenever a brief is received from client or through business teams, so first of all, we gauge the brief. We go through it. We see what is the objective behind that of the brief. What is the objective to go for out of home? Is it for to build a long-term imagery? Is for only for a specific duration? And basis that, and does client requires only traditional format? Do we need to amalgamate with traditional as well as digital format? Because nowadays DOH screens are also available in the market. So do we need to amalgamate with that? And basis that, we figure out, we start creating our deck, innovation deck. And followed by, and to elaborate further, at times strategy and creatives go hand in hand. At times we follow the strategy, at times strategy follows.
Got it. And have you had any situation where you've actually read the brief and you've told the client, hey, OOH might work in this case, but we don't think it is exactly what you need in this situation? So what sort of a situation would you have said something like that?
Okay, so yeah, we do have such kind of cases, but OH is such a powerful medium that it has always worked in 99.99% of cases, I would say. So it
Great.
is such
Thank
a
you. Yeah.
yeah.
Go on, please.
So it is such a vast medium. If you see it, it is like it depends on the client needs. You need visibility, you need talkability, you need buzz. You have everything under one roof on out of home.
Got it. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, hi, Sumati this side.
Hi, Sumati. Good evening.
Yeah, so with digital, the reports are quite out there. We have impressions, we have clicks, and we have formulas. So I want to understand how do we, give reports to the client, or how do we understand what is the outcome and the growth? How do we tap them?
From out of home innovation per se?
Yeah, in general,
So I will talk first on out of home innovation per se.
Okay.
Trust me, I was waiting that someone will ask me this question. I would eagerly answer this. So how do you gauge an innovation created buzz in out of home, from out of home? So to give you a quick example of this, have you seen Zomato billboard?
I don't.
Zomato
Yeah,
आप
I
खीर
have
मांगोगे
seen.
मैं दूं हाँ the kheer one. Where did you see it?
Yeah. On
Where did you see it?
Instagram.
Exactly, that is the power of out of home. If your communication is strong, the media will do its job. See, it was
Right.
so powerful and so intriguing that it created buzz all across.
Right.
Yeah. So this is how out of home works. All you
Thank
need to
you.
have a strong idea. And always, recently I've said to one of our colleague that simple ideas are always big ideas. You don't need to come up with fancy like innovations, and just a simple idea which intrigues, maybe a contextual one.
Right. Something that we can remember and stays with us.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sumati. Any further questions, please?
Hasnain, Aditya, I have a question. You just now touched upon DOOH, which is your also called as do, right? Will you be able to give us more insights on how it works? Because it's primarily a new medium in the outdoor industry. And how do you plan campaigns for DOOH medium? and how effective it has been in your current understanding of it.
Okay. So to elaborate or to comment on this question is, see, DH as a medium, I would say we don't do planning. We look at from a innovation per se, that how it is going to help our audience or how it is going to extend our campaign from out of home to the audience till their house. So planning part, I won't be able to justify it or I won't be able to comment on it. But yes, from innovation point of per se or from a creative per se, yes, DOH, we do consider DOH.
Okay, I mean, what I wanted to understand is the there are multiple innovations happening within DOH, right? So one is
Yes.
on the top of cabs, you have these digital screens and the cab routes. According to the cab routes, you decide which cabs do you want to take and which kind of audience it will reach out to. Second is, I think there is a company in Hyderabad that also has some kind of programmatic advertising on DOH,
Yeah, I
which
was
is correct. So I wanted to kind of understand how the industry is currently utilizing all of this and how the planning of that works.
Yeah, so I was about to reach you. We have a division which handles entirely DOH programmatic, which targets audience as per our needs of the creative. So you can reach out to Puneet Prakash from my team, from our Posterscope team. He will guide you further, and he's the best person to comment on this.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Yeah, yeah, my pleasure.
Hasnain, Aditya here. Just want to quickly check if you have done any QR code led activations on OH and if so, any case studies that you might have.
Yeah, just recently I've showcased of Hevels, where we had placed a QR code and audience has to scan it and it takes you directly and it directs you to TVC. So I'll send it to you a
What
case
kind of
study of it.
response did you get for that, Hasnain?
See, the response part is basically a monitoring teams take into it, but response was quite high.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty much high. So you generate a report. You're talking about report, right?
Yes, I was asking
Yeah,
how
yeah.
many people actually clicked on the QR code and did something with it.
So in Delhi, we had done that. So I couldn't, I won't be able to remember that exact number, but yes, the number was pretty good.
Thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Hasnain, would you also want to share with us some of the pitch work that you thought was worth sharing with the larger team? The ones that I remember is the uppercase one that was fantastic. I think the demo that we did. I think
Sure.
also with the way you guys go and do the demo when a pitch is done, it's worth sharing with the larger team because that does make a lot of impression to the client.
Yeah. So at times we make miniatures. Just give me 1 second. I'll show you that miniatures in real time. So guys, can you see this on my screen? So we had suggested for uppercase a pop-up store. So this is a miniature of pop-up store. If you can scan the QR code, it's working. So this is how a pop-up store come installation at public places will look like. So you don't need to take such heavy stores. Just take a place at airport, place this QR code with a QR code, scan it, and this is your sale counter. It becomes two ways. It becomes your sale counter as well as display unit for the brand. And basis that we have done pretty other stuff as well to demonstrate the client.
Any other questions? Otherwise, Hasnain would have a lot of other case studies to showcase.
Yeah.
I'm very keen to go through those innovations, Hasnain. If
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
telling
more,
you.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll have more.
Sure. We have a huge case studies. We'll send it across so you can peacefully view it.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Ma'am.
Awesome work, Hasnain. Superb.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Team efforts. All at Posterscope team efforts.
Agreed.
Somebody had a question.
Yes, please. Yes, Habiba ma'am. Hello.
Habiba, you're on mute.
Hello.
She's unable, I think, unable to mute. Okay.
Yes, we are good. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
I don't think so, Hasnain, but if there are any more case studies, I think that we can use this time. We have another 20 minutes. We want to use the time to show some work.
Sure. Just 2 minutes, guys. I'm showing something interesting.
Sure.
So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, it
Yep.
is.
Yeah. So a very interesting case study to showcase as who thought a banking client or a banking sector will be so interesting, will be so creative. So presenting you the market fluctuate. Is audio there? Hello.
No, Hasnain.
Okay.
किती होतं प्रॉपर्टी लगेच किती होतं 170 180 कालचा चेक केला का काल लास्ट चेक 150 160 होतं
Anand, you have to go on mute.
I still can't hear it.
Yeah, since we can't
Is it?
hear the audio. Yeah.
Acha,
Are you sharing the sound also with while sharing?
yeah, I'm sharing the sound as well.
Okay, but we can't hear the audio.
Now,
Yes, yes.
finally. So, to before taking you through this case study, so our client DSP came up with a brand proposition, market fluctuate. So, how creatively can we show it in the market, which creates buzz among the audience? Presenting you the moving car.
तो बेसिकली डीएसपी म्यूचुअल फंड का एडवर्टाइजमेंट है क्योंकि मार्केट कभी कभी उल्टा हो जाता है गुड वे ऑफ एडवर्टाइजमेंट
Wonderful innovation. This is quite an innovative idea, delivering a very good message. Yeah, so it is quite eye-catching.
I'm sure, guys, you enjoyed this. So, moving on to our next category, to our very next case study, which is of Bajaj Allianz. First, I'll take you through banking. So Bajaj Allianz had come up with a campaign called as Samjho Ho Gaya. 35 में अपना घर समझो हो गया. So what we thought is we take new construction building wherever it is happening, we'll create a cavity of a thought bulb. So it resonate with our idea. 35 पे अपना घर समझो हो गया. Then moving on to a very interesting idea of Maybelline.
Yes, I do. They have lots of products.
They have really wide range of products and they are pocket friendly too. It's very difficult because I love them all.
Well, I loved it.
And I especially like the way they have decorated my coffee. I would take one at home.
They have lots of shades and colors.
But they have really rich shades which I really love.
It's make me sexy.
So the idea over
Hasnain,
here
Hasnain,
was,
sorry.
yeah,
This campaign was done only in outdoor.
yeah, this campaign was done only in outdoor.
So ये जो
It
number
was
आपने
done.
results, ये जो results
It
इसमें
was
share किए ये सिर्फ outdoor के campaign के थे.
नहीं, it was basically done in CCD outlets. It was in-store
हाँ
activity.
हाँ
Yeah, so the
in-store किया
number, the
था.
results was of in-store.
हाँ okay.
Yeah, yeah.
और इससे
So
पहले भी जो आपने बजाज आलियांज का दिखाया था, so at that point you did innovation in outdoor. So वो जो numbers आए थे वो सिर्फ इसी के ही थे ना, outdoor activities से जो आए थे.
that was an overall result of out of home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hasnain.
Most welcome, ma'am. So moving on to our next category, which is entertainment. So let's see what we did for आगे की. Coming to a very interesting segment of FMCG. Now, what did we do on FMCG with Tropicana? Let's see that. So to conclude, the main reason of this session was to portray that we are a one-stop solution for be it ideas, be it planning, be it strategy. We are pioneer in executing from idea per se. You just give us a piece of brief on a white paper and we'll give you a fantastic deck. We have on board many tech partners as well. So be open guys to share brief with me and we'll figure out what best can we do for you. We'll really love to work and share and collaborate.
Thank you so much, Hasnain. I
Thank
think
you,
it's been
Megha.
a fantastic session. I think you can see the chats later and the kind of responses that we got through the session. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for doing this. And
my
I'm sure
pleasure.
I think you will now have a lot more sessions and lot more briefs coming in.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Hasnain. It
Thank
was
you.
very well detailed, very informative. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Thank
being
you
such a
so
lovely
much.
audience. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you,
No,
Mega Uja, for giving me this opportunity.
no, thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Hasnain.
The session was really amazing. And obviously, even we got to like a little snippet of Hasnain's work in the morning as well. So I should thank Mega also for pushing us to involve him in the briefing session. Uh, Really amazing work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Team efforts.
Yeah, absolutely.
ये तो क्या साइड में लाइन डालता है क्या टीम एफर्ट्स
Team is sitting with them, so they must be punching. Like,
Yeah,
बोल दो
ये
team
हसनैन
effort.
का
बोल दो
टैगलाइन है.
I think वो
No, no,
stare
it's our
देते रहेंगे.
entire
They must be
Posterscope
looking at
team
him like, better mention the team.
Chalo,
No, so
cheers, man.
Hasnain, I think I told you earlier also, I want to get added to the TGIF. I am really keen to be part of it. I know you
Sure.
do it physically, but please make a virtual part of it also because you will get a lot
Sure.
more people coming in.
Sure. From this session, we'll try to integrate all people.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
send an invite all across.
Done. ठीक है. Thank you so
Or
much.
else, if you can come this Friday, be free to join us. You're most welcome.
अबे भाई यार तू ऑफिस मत बुला यार प्लीज वर्चुअल करा ले कुछ भी ठीक है
Sure. I'll send an invite across.
yeah send an invite na हाँ.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Thank you so much Hasnain and thank you
My
everybody for joining in and
pleasure.
interacting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.